undefeated young fighter aiming for a crown in the professional ranks. Here's his boxing history.
Michael Spinks won the gold in the middleweight classification against Rufat Riskiev, tough, seasoned veteran Soviet fighter. With that right, a disguised right. Riskiev never saw it coming. The official didn't stop it then. He stopped it in the next round. Michael Spinks turned pro in '77. He scored impressively in a number of performances. That one against Jasper Brisbane in Philadelphia. And again, that right hand was stellar. After that, he had laid off virtually for a couple of years. He came back, got on track with an impressive series of performances like this one against Ramon Ronquillo. And watch Spinks finally as he cemented his right to the #1 rating. This against Yaki Lopez, tough and seasoned. Again, that right. This time it followed a left in combination. Michael Spinks' boxing history.
So the young man has his own dream of being another of our great Olympic fighters in '76 to go on and capture a professional crown. Today, a big challenge, a big stepping stone toward it if he can win. In the meantime, the opponent, Marvin Johnson, started in much the same way as Michael Spinks in the Olympics, where he won a bronze. Here's his boxing history.
This was Marvin Johnson of Indianapolis in the Munich Olympics in '72, beating up on Alejandro Montoya, a tough Cuban opponent. Then Johnson lost in the semis to Lemashev of the Soviets, who went on to win the gold. In December of '78, a pro now, he took on Mate Parlov and destroyed him. It was a 10th round knockout. He became the light heavyweight champion, WBC version. Then he took on Matt Franklin, a classic bout that ended unfortunately for Johnson with that KO in the 8th round. But he came back, a resilient fighter, against Victor Galindez in November of '79 for the WBA version of the light heavyweight crown. And that knockout in the 11th round brought him the title. Johnson never ducked anyone in his life. He took on Eddie Gregory. That was the name then, and Gregory stopped him. He lost the crown in the 11th round. A tough cookie for Michael Spinks today.
So, looking at the two fighters, their histories, we have every reason to anticipate a good one. We hope it will turn out that way. In the meantime, thank you very much, Jim. Now we're still awaiting the start of the Michael Spinks bout against Marvin Johnson. That should be happening in just a few moments. The fighters will be out shortly. Spinks is scheduled 10-rounder. It's governed by the New Jersey State Athletic Commission. They score on a round system, supplemented by a 5-point must system. No 3 knockdown rule that has been waived. The ring announcer in ring center is Mr. Frank Shane. The referee and the 2 judges do the scoring. It's a very small ring, 17 feet 5 inches. No place to run and hide.
Productions Incorporated, in association with Resorts International and Ron King.
There is Spinks' record.
Take pleasure in presenting the Rumble at Resorts. The Commission, Jersey Joe Walcott, sanctions the bouts this afternoon. Deputy Commissioner Robert W. Lee. The officials
Jersey
assigned
Joe
by the
Walcott
Commission,
is at ringside,
Dr.
of
Frank
course.
B. Doggett, Dr. Paul T. Williams, and Dr. Maurice Davidson. The timekeeper, Vincent Cream, counting for the knockdowns at the bell, Frank Capsino. The judges, Frank Brunette and Milo Savage. The referee in the ring at this time, Joe Cortez. This is the main bout, 10 rounds. In this corner, wearing white trunks trimmed with pink, he weighed in at an even 174 pounds. He is number 2 ranked, the former 2-time light heavyweight champion of the world, from Philadelphia, Marvin Johnson. Marvin Johnson.
Introduction of Marvin Johnson, the fighter from Indianapolis. He had been favored to win a gold at München in '72, wound up with a bronze.
Undefeated, 16-0, weighing in at 176 pounds, wearing black trunks with white stripe, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here he is, Mike Spinks.
Michael Spinks. Now, he did weigh in at 176, 1 pound overweight. That's all right. That was stipulated in the contract. Remember, this is an untitled fight, scheduled 10 rounder. The tail of the tape, the age differential, the weight differential, the height differential, and the reach differential. Everything in favor of young Michael Spinks. Spinks, a terrific competitor. I first came abreast of him in Burlington, Vermont, the Olympic box-off to determine our team for Montreal in the summer of '76. He lost that day to a fighter named Keith Broom. So he had lost once to Broom, won once from Broom. They fought the next day, and that's when Spinks showed his competitive spirit and beat Broom and represented the United States and won the gold. The action underway in round 1. One can look for Johnson. Work inside to try to swarm over the opponent to cut down the leverage of that long right of Michael Spinks. But in coming in, he can become an open target for Spinks. That's what Johnson has to watch out for, among other things. Joey Cortez, the third man in the ring. Judges Frank Brunetti and Milo Savage. Scoring again on a round system. Supplemental 5-point mark. Good left by Marvin Johnson. Covering with his gloves is Michael Spinks. In Johnson's corner, his manager Arnold Weiss, Champ Chaney, the trainer. Henry Johnson, a brother. Leon McGill, a brother-in-law. And the cut man is Dewey McLin. In Michael's corner, the cut man is Milt Bailey. Remember him? Cut man for Smokin' Joe Frazier. We're a minute and a half into round 1. Marvin Johnson, the pursuer. Spinks with a short, chopping right. Michael's brother Leon is at ringside here today. Johnson pursuing, trying to work inside. Champ Chaney's fight plan, as he detailed it to me yesterday. That's when Spinks, when he gets that distance and leverage, can do his damage. Spinks coming strongly in the late seconds of this round. Round 1. And we are coming to the end of it. We're back live, round 2, Atlantic City, ringside. Johnson against Spinks. I thought Marvin Johnson won the first round, though Spinks had a late rally in the final seconds. Johnson is usually a fast starter. Some think he's now beginning to decline as a fighter. Few of recent defeats that cost him both titles that he held, and they think his legs are on the verge of going if they haven't gone some already. Find out more about that as we go. 40 seconds into round 2. Spinks reminds me of Jimmy Ellis when Jimmy Ellis was a light heavyweight in this respect. Ellis, as a light heavyweight, once he knocked out Johnny Pearsall in the World Garden in the first round, had a right that came from way back and yet you didn't see it. And that's what Spinks has. Coming up to a minute and a half in round 2, live from Atlantic City. Michael Spinks against Marvin Johnson. Would like to alert our local stations along the line. At the end of this round, we will take a station break.
Right there, Slimmy, right there. There you go. Come on, baby. Keep it tight, keep it tight. Keep it tight.
Got in a good left following an attempt to double on the right, Marvin Johnson did. A minute to go in round 2. Crowd is screaming over the action here, right above us. It speaks for itself. We're closing in on the end of the round. We'll be right back with more of this light heavyweight fight after this word from our local station. Round 3 just getting started. Live from Atlantic City, Marvin Johnson in the white trunks. Michael Spinks in the black. Michael Spinks was hurt. He got off a good left to Johnson's stomach, which is the way to punish Johnson, the way Eddie Mustafa Muhammad did. But immediately, Johnson responded, and he hurt Michael Spinks. Third round action. Johnson, of course, fighting out of the southpaw stance, working on the inside there and working effectively. So far, his battle plan is working. Spinks might be well advised to try to go to the body consistently. With his punching power, that's the way to debilitate Marvin Johnson. Good left there. The right lead is becoming more effective, notably in this round, and then the left in combination. Straightened up Spinks' head with a left. Michael now trying to fight back. Blood in Michael's mouth. We are almost 2 minutes into the round. A good combination. Sharp, leveled by Spinks against Johnson to the head. But Johnson. Spinks against the ropes, working him on the inside as much as he can. Sticking to the fight plan.
Hands right.
30 seconds to go in round 3. Spinks trying to keep Johnson away and deliver his long and powerful blows. But Johnson making things work for him. And we are at the end of round 3. We're back live in Atlantic City, round 4. Marvin Johnson off to a fast start, clearly in this fight. Some blood, inner bleeding in the mouth of Michael Spinks. But Spinks fought this way against Yaki Lopez. Keep that in mind. Lost all the early rounds, came on strongly in the end and KO'd Yaki Lopez. And Lopez is a tough man to knock out. So far, this fight's running in the same pattern. Spinks trying to get punching room, not getting it. Johnson out of the southpaw stance, working effectively. On the inside there, you see the way he scores with those rights and lefts, quick chopping blows, right there. Spinks not getting any foot movement. Ring small, 17 feet 5 inches. Oh, good right to the belly. That hurt by Spinks against Marvin Johnson. That's the way to do it against Johnson. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad proved that. That kind of blow will slow Johnson up in a hurry. Minute 10 seconds left. Good left! It came from nowhere! It was a left this time. It was not the wanted right. Johnson had left himself wide open. When you fight the way Johnson was fighting, this may be it. It is it! A tremendous left hook knockout by Michael Spinks in the 4th round. The unofficial time, a minute 16 seconds. This kid can punch. This time it was the left. It wasn't the long right that comes from deep out, but instead it was the left. And boy, Johnson walked right into it. Watch closely. Right there. His fists were down, his gloves were down, his face was open, and Johnson is still on the ground. He is on the ground. Now, they have an ambulance here. A doctor in each corner, and they in New Jersey are taking every protective step they can in the light of what has been happening in boxing recently. The excessive number, well, I shouldn't use the word excessive, the terrible number of deaths we have had from boxing. And Johnson is still on the canvas. His legs are moving from where I am. You just saw an elated Michael Spinks. Right now, my concern is about Marvin Johnson. You see that they're around him in his corner. He is still on the canvas. Now, thank heavens, he seems to be getting up. A tremendous left hook. Bam! Right in to the face. There is the elated Michael Spinks. Now, we will get Michael Spinks over here. Marvin Johnson is still not on his feet, though he is conscious enough. Now they're getting him up. Now they're getting him up. We'll bring Michael Spinks over here when we get back in just a moment. Thank heavens Marvin Johnson appears to be all right. Okay, we're here with Michael Spinks, just like Montreal all over again, Michael.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Brought back good memories of Montreal because they kept showing the film of the fight.
Well, the big thing was, you started the way you started against Yaki Lopez. His battle plan was working. He was working in the inside. You couldn't get leverage on your blows. Then suddenly, this time it wasn't that disguised right of yours. It was the left. He was wide open.
Yes, thinking about the film. Everybody tell me, fight him this way. You gotta throw this. You gotta throw that. Side beating with this. Eddie beating with that. I went to my own. See what he's doing yourself instead of party, and he bowed his head right there. And I saw it, picture perfect.
Oh.
Picture perfect. I saw it right then and there.
Oh, what a blow.
Right then and there, I saw it. So I took advantage. I just took it as soon as I saw it.
Here's another angle of it.
It was beautiful, Howard. It felt good to do it. I didn't want to, I hate that he went out that way. I didn't want to hit him that way. I saw his chin asking for a good left hand, so I wasn't going to let it pass by. I accepted the invitation.
Well,
I took it.
Matthew Saad Muhammad is right over there. Now,
Matthew Saad don't have a thing to say to me, because he know it. I worked with Matthew Saad in '77. And Matthew
I'm knock Johnson out twice.
But he almost killed you each time. He almost killed killed you each time he did it.
But you won't.
Each time you fought him, he almost killed you each
All
time.
right, enough of that.
And you know it for a
Michael
fact.
Spinks.
You worked with me in
This is-
1977.
This is Matthew
Now, do you
Saad
remember?
Muhammad,
Do
who
you
is
remember
light
Saad
heavyweight
Muhammad?
champion, holding one
Sad,
of
that's your
the
name.
rump
Your name is
organization
Sad in
titles.
my book.
All right.
You don't have a chance.
Who would you rather face, Saad Muhammad or
We
Eddie
got
Mustafa
contracts. We got
Muhammad?
contracts. Sign up.
He don't want
Sign up. Let's make it.
The pen. Give me the
Let's
pen.
make it.
Give me the pen.
Let's
All
make
right.
it. Bring where Butch Lewis at?
Look, I don't
Butch,
blame you for your
bring the
elation.
contracts.
Congratulations. Good luck to you.
Thanks a lot.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
I got to break away. Otherwise, I'll knock both of you guys out before you get a shot at each other. That's the story. The winner is Michael Spinks.